So when do you quit? When do you quit? So when do you quit? When do you quit? A few people walking around today. Morning. How you doing? I don't even know what day it is today. What day is it today? Wednesday. Wednesday morning. Been busy week. Busy couple of weeks, to be honest with you. Very busy couple of weeks. Sorry I've not been posting as regular as I like, but we've had a lot going on, as you imagine. Hey, microphone's just flicked off. Let me sort the mic out. That's better. Back on. And say it's been a busy couple of weeks. The birth of the granddaughter, amazing, absolutely amazing. Back to the UK for 3 days. See Alice, fantastic. It's been really good, but just busy. For those that follow the channel know, 2 weeks ago, I finished at Dillon's. I actually, due to circumstances that had changed so much, the role itself wasn't the same as it was when I was there. When I started there about a year and a half ago, it wasn't the same. So I finished. Something happened. I finished, and still speak with the owner. Still amicable with the owner, and we get on fine. And I wish Dylan's all the best. But me finishing there was not. I didn't go that night to go into work to finish. Let's put it that way. I didn't go in that night to finish. It just circumstances happened that I did. So once that happens, the question is then, what then? And the question then is, what then? And I didn't really know what then of what I was going to do when I made that decision. But this is something that's, you know, held me in good stead is in my life, is that I always have a couple of pokers in the fire, let's say, because if one line ends, you've still got a couple of other lines of direction you can go to and run with. And to be honest with you, after 2 weeks doing this, I've been back to the UK, and my income stream for the 2 weeks hasn't been affected, which I'm very, very grateful and very, very thankful for, because as I said, I've got a couple of rods in the fire. But then the question is when you pick up a different line that you were having on the back burner, I think I'm just talking around the houses. Dick Rapper, for instance, doing an entertainment show for an hour was always something that was on the back burner, and because of the decision I made to walk away, that then had to come to the forefront very prominently, very quickly. And I've now done maybe 4 or 5 shows of it, and to be honest with you, I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not sure. Sometimes compliments, when somebody compliments you, it can actually be detrimental to your life decision making, because blowing smoke up your arse is not going to put food on the table. It's going to just boost an ego. So even though loads of people said it's funny, it's fantastic, stuff like that, you've still got to look at it and go, okay, is this sustainable for a future? And that's what I genuinely don't know. That's what I generally don't know at this moment in time. I think it is. I think it does. But I think it does work, and I think it will work. However, there are so many factors involved in this for Dick Rapper to work that it comes down to the point of whether I've got the time, effort and energy at my age of life to do it. And that's the truth. I genuinely don't know. And I want to that's why I thought I'd come for a walk and have a chat. Because I think these factors, talking about it, might make itself known to me and give me an idea of which direction to go with. The plus side of it, right? The plus side is it's new, it's fresh, it's never been seen before, it's something that's done completely different, it's a different genre of music, it's not Motown, it's not soul, it's not 60s, it's not rock and roll, it's not, it's a different line. Plus factor. If I came in with, like, say, a Motown show, it's like another Motown show. You're comparing then yourself to the greatest Motown show that's there. But if I come in with something new and different, that's a positive point. People go, hang on a minute, that's a bit something nice, it's a bit different, we'll try that. So that's your positive point. The negatives of that mean that the bars, are they willing to take a chance on something new and that's different? You don't know, rather than go with tried and tested. That's number one. The other thing that I find is the only chance I've got really of getting in on the circuit is if somebody calls in sick and they go, I can need an entertainer tonight, and then you put your name forward. But the trouble is, if like 3 or 4 people put the name forward, people are always going to go with the tried and tested one over me, quite rightly, because I think as a compare, I think that's what I'd do as well. So therefore that limits your access. And all I'm talking about now is income stream. That limits your access of an income stream. I have never ever been this far over in all the 30 years of living here. That's beautiful. There's a massive villa behind me, by the way. I'm sure it used to be a nightclub. So that limits your income stream dramatically. Play it El Callao. It's like Callao Salvaje, play it El Callao. There you go. So that does limit it massively. So the first issue is the fact that it's new, whether people take a chance. The second thing is, it's the only option you're going to get involved in this is if somebody calls in sick and then you've got a chance on that. Now that's going to take a long time to build up, and it's like, income wise, do we have the time, the money, the effort to make that work? That's the other one. The third one then is also then the right venue, the correct venue, because I've worked in a couple of places now, and one of them's the correct venue, and one of them wasn't. And funnily enough, the one that wasn't the correct venue are holding faith with me and keeping me on. Yet the one, I'm just wondering, the one which I thought was the correct venue said, no, you're all right, thanks, we don't need it, thank you very much, we've seen it, we've enjoyed it, it's not really for us, and all the best. So then you've got that as well, which is, that was, you know that's going to come, and you accept that's going to happen. The knockdowns, not backs, but you know that's going to happen. That's part of the job. So that's the other line. The line then is the third factor is, what happens if you're not good enough? Genuinely, what happens if you're not good enough? What happens if the act that you have isn't good enough, isn't to standard? You might think it is, you might feel it is, that's why people follow the dreams, but actually, matter of fact, it's not good enough. Have I got the time to invest down this route that I'm wanting to go down to try and achieve a goal? But have I got the time to go down this route to get to a point where maybe the act isn't good enough? But that's then down self-belief, isn't it? I actually believe it is, but it's not me who needs to believe that, it's the audience. So there's another factor. And the final factor is, what happens if the audience doesn't think it's good enough? You get the wrong audience, because at the moment we're in February, we're at the quietest time, just come the last day of February, quietest time of the year. The audiences are the quietest of the audiences. It's going to go mental next year, in the summer with the kids, and I think that is the right audience. But at the moment, I'm learning the craft to the wrong audience. Does that make sense? So therefore, am I judging it against the wrong audience? I genuinely don't know. I'm genuinely in a pickle on this one. I really, it's just like, I'm not sure which direction to take this one. So when I stopped working at Dunn's 2 weeks ago, I actually used this 2 weeks as a holiday. I thought, right, I'm going to take 2 weeks off because I know I'm going back to the UK. I know I've got the birth of my granddaughter, so I'm going to take 2 weeks off. I also said to myself, I'm going to use this as an experimental time to see how Dick Rapper, the act, would fare in the marketplace. And I've put my name out there because it's Facebook world, so I've put my name out there on Facebook, and you know, people have seen it, and people haven't contacted like they could do, but that's fine because you expect that. It gets diluted. This is really pretty. It gets diluted as it normally does. People are walking again, so I had to stop talking. It's still there. I know it's a work in progress. I know you've got to build something up, but it's whether I can be arsed. And that's, to tell you the truth, it's whether I can be arsed. So I have got other stuff in the pipeline. I've got something hopefully next week. There'll be a big announcement next week that's coming off. But do you know when you question yourself? When you actually genuinely question yourself or analyse it. I got out of golf because I wasn't good enough. My results show it's a results-based game. You can see on the results that it wasn't good enough. So I wasn't good enough. I was good to a level, but I wasn't good enough. So I got out of that. I now do this, which, in fairness, all I want to do is just put a smile on people's faces. That's all I'm after. If I can put a smile on people's faces, I'll be happy for the rest of my life. I genuinely think that's what it's after. But you've got to be realistic in it. You've got to be realistic. I don't want to be one of the acts where you go out and people go, "Oh shit," because if you get that, I said, I'm not going to work for that. That's the truth. I'm not going to go to work for that. So it's at a precipice moment. To be honest with you, it's at a precipice moment. I think it's a summer gig. I think in the summer it'll work, and I think in the winter it'll struggle because of the age of people. I genuinely think that, and it's an interesting one. But watch this space. In the meantime, as I said before, I've been inundated with phone calls. Can you come and cover this? Can you come and do that? So financial wise, monetary wise, I haven't been affected, which I'm very grateful for. However, and it's also quite nice because you get to see different places and different bars as well, rather than looking at the same four walls, which is good. I like the variance, the variety. I like the variety. It's a tough one. It's a really it's an interesting conundrum. Whenever you look at something that you want to do for a living, you've got to let realism kick in, rather than people blowing smoke up your ass. Because I genuinely believe if somebody blows smoke up your ass, that can actually be detrimental. That can be detrimental to your livelihood and your future. And I think personally, I'd rather hear the truth than hear the flaky ego massage. I think that's what it comes down to. Because if the truth, you can make decisions based on the truth, yet you can't make decisions based on a flaky ego massage. It's a bit of a weird one today, but they're always a bit weird, aren't they? Do us a favour, stick in the comments what your thoughts are about this. Let me just sort this out so it stops clicking. If it's clicked off, I'm sorry. Stick in the comments what your thoughts are. Do us a favour. You don't need to massage an ego. It's not about that. It's about the comments that I'm after are how you go about decision making on something that's maybe a coin flip. How you go on decision making on that. For all the comments and people who get involved, thank you so much. I got called, apparently I sound like an old woman sometimes. And if I sound like an old woman, I'm so glad there's other channels that people can go and watch instead of this one. And all the best in your future, whoever it was. But genuinely, I read all the comments and I appreciate them. For everybody congratulating us on the birth of the granddaughter, thank you so much. If you want to consider subscribing, the subscription count is down, people, because I don't push it. You've got to push it. It's part of the marketing. You've got to push the, subscribe, click here. There's actually a button here now on the left, just there somewhere, that'll tell you where you can, if you click that, it's dead easy. You subscribe, just follow it through and you're there. If you've done it, stick down in the comments and I'll give you a thank you. and I'll see you on the next one. Enjoy your day, guys. Enjoy your day. Watch this space, more to come. See you soon.